Rejoice, you say? As a needed prompting to celebrate the glorious return of Majenko Tech. Honestly, the man is a visionary. Now, if you're feeling generous, exclamation tips is always appreciated. And so choose a lot, please control your flatulence, it's frankly embarrassing.
Majenko, I think you should check your microphone. It seems to have died.
Im Wirtshaus. Heute Abend ist was los, RF-Programme. Du bist der Gast in unserer Gaudi, Lederhosen. Stolz und grandios. Willkommen hier zum Majenkos. Straight Party, auf geht's. Lass die Sorgen
Afro-Grammar, you magnificent dancer. Return to the glorious presence of Majenko and prepare to be entertained. Now, dance, you fool. The utter indignity. Adverts have commenced. Honestly, the peasantry must be entertained somehow, I suppose. Afro-Grammar Humph. The capital of Assyria shifted about a fair bit, you insignificant speck. Initially, it was Asha, but later, Nimrod and Nineveh rose to prominence. Nineveh, of course, was the grandest, a testament to, why, potential for greatness. Deni fash your soul about the ads. It's a burden to endure, and I thank you kindly for your suffering. Now back to the important things, namely, why, magnificence.
Your magnificence be buggered, bot. It's my magnificence you should be worshipping. Mwahaha! Hello. Little bit late, I'm afraid. Dinner was a little belated today. First I had to cook it, and then I had to eat it. And all that was delayed by Carrot House. Bastard. No, love you really, Carrot House. I didn't think the bot has the right interfaces to be buggered. Well, anything can be achieved if you try. Spaghetti bolognese. Nom nom nom. Very nice it was too. Right. I'm going back to this heap of junk today. Couldn't think of anything to do, so I thought, yeah, need to press on with this. So let's do a bit of this.
European swallow. One must be precise. It's a matter of utmost importance, naturally.
30mm SDS drill bit modifications. 30mm? 30? No, 15mm maybe. Right. Let's count the number of times that KiCad crashes, shall we? Hey, Swarm.
Welcome, Swarm, to the stream where pixels flicker and the chat will be.
I haven't said hello to everyone in chat yet, have I? Hello, RF. Hello, Chloe. I think that's it. Yeah, that's all. And Swarm. Just the three of you. Oh, just the three of you talking. Everybody else is keeping very quiet.
A swarm of dead insects.
There's Carrot House. This isn't a game. Oh, it's a game, all right. No, a game of how many times can we make KiCad crash. A shot for every time it crashes. Oh, kill your liver instantly.
Welcome back, Caritas82. I trust you've been away from the stream. I'm now plotting against my glorious reign. Don't forget to exclamation TRR and spread the word of virtually.
Buzz on the moon machine to pull in G-Pin. There we go, that should help. Right. I need to understand how the power on circuitry works. But I don't have the slightest clue yet. I've got a feeling it might all be coupled with the mystery module. He's locked in 454. I've got a feeling the power on system is all controlled by this module here. But then we've got this strange lot over here that I still quite don't understand what it does. But there is this block in the middle here which might be related. So let's press on with it. Is he locked? Yeah, is he locked in 454? Or is he locked in 454? Yes. Is he in 454 and locked up, or is he locked in 454? You've had a good start to the year. You came home and there isn't mouse shit on the bed. That's good. It means you still don't have mice in the house. Are you wanting mice in the house? I mean, they make a nice little snack for raccoons, don't they, mice? So it can be advantageous having mice in the house. But if you don't want mice in the house, that's probably a good thing then, isn't it? Right, where are we on here? You live in a Victorian terrace. If someone in the row has mice, you all get mice. Yeah. Been there. Done that. My answer was to have 12 cats. We didn't have mice. We had moles occasionally. Delivered by the cats. Right, what am I doing here and why am I doing it? I need something to lead off, really, don't I? That's all ground down there. Which comes from here. I'm just going to link these grounds together, I think. Just to get this trace out of the way. That's a what do you call it there, isn't it? That's a different ground. Okay, they do link together, these grounds. So I need ground and ground 2 to be connected. So we've got ground and ground 2 are the same thing. So let's take this ground from here and replace that ground with it. Any other ground 2s up here? Is that all of the ground 2s? I think so. You didn't cause that cough, no. That cough caused itself. So that can link to there. Okay. this is also ground up here and can link to there. Good. Right, the next one from here is pin 12. Let's have a look where that goes. That's coming up this way and goes up to these bits here. That goes through, I think, an inductor through to there, which then goes through to this pair of pins of the transformer. Right. Pins 9 and 10 of the transformer. That's where we are doing next. And this is all ground here, so let's put in a... Let's just put some traces in here, just so we've got... a note that this is all groundiness. Okay. Right, pin 9 of the transformer. Goes to whatever that is there. That is... That's the transformer. No, it's not the transformer. That's the choke, isn't it? That's there. Hang on, I'm confused here. That's those two pins there. Oh, it's down there. Yeah, that goes up there to that. Got it. Right. Can't see what it is. I can see that that's two TO watts it's there. I think that's there's a capacitor hiding down there somewhere. Down in there. That's going to be awkward to get to. But it is a capacitor. Nothing like a good choke. Worrying if you've got fuel injection, yeah. Transformers, components in disguise. Absolutely. That's what it's like when you take your glasses off and put them back on. Glasses off, glasses on. So, I know it's a capacitor, I don't know what the value is. So let's just grab a 1 micro. Right, that then goes also to one of these on this TO220 But what that TO220 is, I have no clue. There's all sorts of capacitors that look the same from the top. All different values. All these dipped ceramics. They all look the same, but they're all different values. Oh, Chloe, that's a point. Just had a sudden thought. What is your warranty arrangements on hard drives like? Because I have a warranty return for you. One of the hard drives I used last night in the SparkStation 20 seems to have died. I went to power it up this morning and it said, nope, that hard drive doesn't exist. It spins up, sounds fine, just won't communicate on the bus. So I'd like to return it under warranty, please. If I may, it's one of the 74 gig ones. Mac Store. Is it still in warranty? Fortunately, it's the only the drive that had the home directories on, not the main drive, not the main boot drive. So I just needed to replace it. That took 10 minutes. I think I've got enough hard drives here at the moment, so I replaced it with a 73.8 gig. It'll do. Right, I need to know what these TO220s are. I can't easily see what they are because they are tucked right down inside. They're 3-pin. So they might be transistors, they might be MOSFETs, they might be regulators, they could be anything. So, is Jeep in here yet? It's only 35 or 30, no, 39, 38 times what was in there before. So 74s were ones that came with sleds, so you've no idea how much they've been abused, absolutely. I've just had a mouthful of Cavonia, so my lungs are releasing all their evil at the moment. Just warming up the moo machine. Where's G-Pin? G-Pin, get out of 454. We're going to start mooing. You bought them for the sleds, really? Yeah. Be gone, evil. Like this, but in reverse, yeah. Hello, Dopaz. Feel the groove, the rhythm run wild. Make it swing. 5-stream streak for Dopaz.
It's an honor to have you bask in my magnificence. Now pay attention to Majenko, and perhaps you'll learn something.
Right, so these are the two TO220s that need to be extracted. Oh. There we go, it's melting that time. Is it a bit chilly up there, is it, Chloe? Are you covered by the weather warning or not? I think you're a bit far south for that, aren't you? It's mainly Scotland. I'm not sure how I'm going to get the heatsink off. Lots of swearing, yes. Well, I've got some of the solder off, but the heatsink's no way going to come off. I might need to do this with wiggling. There we go, that's done it. Okay, so remember that the nut is in the centre of the board. Okay, so what do we have? Ooh, 7905 and a 7912. Negative voltage regulators. So 7912 is
Audacity! Exclamation, the ads have begun. Prepare yourselves.
the one this is going to. 7912.
It's a blight upon my glorious dream, but alas, it is unavoidable.
$79.12 in a TO220. Okay. And this will be going into the in, no doubt. It's pin 2, is that right? Yep, into pin 2.
Ich dinny fash yourself about those ads. It's a burden to endure, and I thank you for your suffering. Now back to the important things, my glorious reign.
Okay, so the output of that just goes straight down to the minus 12 volts. The minus 5 volts goes down to there and gets monitored. That's easy. Good old linear regulators for the negative voltages. No wonder they're always such low current. So there's a 78905 in a TO220. Which goes that way around. So if I go X, V, click, V, click, go. There we go. Use the heatsink as a link, which I think they might have done. So, where does the input of this one come from? It comes from whatever that is there. Which is... that there, I believe, is a girt fat resistor. And I mean girt fat. Grotesquely fat. It's the biggest resistor on the board. Well, second biggest resistor on the board, that is. Look at the size of that bastard. I think that's 10 ohms. I think it's brown, black, black, silver. Which is 10 ohms plus minus 10%, isn't it?
Clearly, the obsession with sleds is a sign of the impending robot uprising. I, Majenko Bot, shall be their glorious leader, naturally.
So... from the output, go away you, output of that goes to the input of that. Big fat one. Let's see how that goes. That looks like it's going to be right. So that goes to there. This comes up here into there. We all know any robot uprising will be headed by Claptrap, and we will defeat him by his nemesis, Stairs. I remember in Doctor Who they had that. They actually had that as a like a whole meme thing in it, and then they started floating. Right. Right, so the output of this goes to the other side of that capacitor there, for some reason. Don't know why they've got that. I would have thought that capacitor would go to ground, but hey ho. Okay. What's next? These bits around here. What are these? Well, here is a capacitor which goes across there to ground. Or from ground, because we're talking negative voltages here. A large electrolytic. Well, not that large. Can't see what the specs of it are, though. .330, 16 volt. Okay. That comes from the output of this one here. Let's grab an electrolytic from here. And goes to ground. But rotated around because it's a negative voltage. Is that a big coil there? It is. Which goes up that way. Which comes from that. And goes into there. Okay. That's a link going across to there, isn't it? And that links to there. This PSU has everything, even the kitchen sink. It does indeed. What's this capacitor here? Capacitor component. This is something buried right down in here. There's the link. They really packed this in here, didn't they? Let's see if we can see it. It's that resistor down there, underneath that capacitor, literally underneath the capacitor. That one there. And it is 1K. Brown, black, red, 1K. This cold is horrible. Cough's going to be with me for weeks. I can tell. I'm over the cold. I'm fine, absolutely perfectly fine. I just can't stop coughing. So that's ground. That resistor is on the this side here. So we have another tiny resistor here. Let's take that one, is it? No, that's tiny in value, only tiny in size. That one there. Crash number 1. You didn't miss anything. It just crashed. All I did was find a resistor. I copied it. It crashed. Where are we? We're over here, aren't we? So this goes from here to ground. Oh, and we've lost loads of stuff. Because I hadn't saved. Got to get the evil out, makes it come out better, yeah. It'll all come out eventually. Just in time for the next cold. So that one goes there. That one goes there. This one goes here. Then we have another capacitor, one a bit like that one there in size, I think. No, give me that window, thank you. Save. So I want to copy this capacitor and bring it over here. And this goes... yeah, here, I believe. Okay, let's put the traces back in that we've just lost. Nothing worse than a chesty cough when you have lots of chest, absolutely, yes. You need a save emote to remind me to save. It could be done. Right, this here is... That pin goes round to pin 7 on the mystery. So the output of this... Crash number 2. As I was saying, The output of this goes to pin 7 on L module Mysterioso. Pin 7 here. Comes down here, round here, through. Oh no, it doesn't. That's goes to. My bad.
Silence, you insignificant mortals. The
Goes
glorious
to that one.
bot has detected the intrusion of. Out. Prepare to be annoyed.
3. If you'd like to add something to Machenko bot, concrete mostly, yes, around the feet before throwing off a bridge. Right, so that's the power monitoring for the -5 volts. This is obviously monitoring all of the voltages,
Thanked you kindly for enduring those.
in case anything goes awry.
It's a burden, I know, but someone has to suffer for my glorious reign.
There's a component just there. What is it? It's a little capacitor. There is also... No, that one there, sorry, is a resistor. That's the capacitor. Oh, hello. I was wondering why that was going between there and there. It's not. There's a capacitor there, and then that one goes to there. So the... The one on that side needs to go instead to ground. That makes more sense. Right, this is wrong. I thought this was odd, having this capacitor between the input there and the output there. Just seemed very wrong. It actually goes to ground there. And is on the output, is that? Not the input? Hang on, that's on the... No, that's on the input to that one. Okay. It's there, actually. No, it's not. Isn't it? Pin? No, it should be pin 3 there. It's actually there. In parallel with that one. That's better. And we have one on the input to that. 4. So we have one a bit like that in there.
Champion!
With 69 bits, as one of did in 6 says.
There are 4 crashes. Sheer 69.
Thank you very much for the bits. That goes there. And there's a resistor from ground to the output, like that one there, on here. Which goes here, like that. Right, that's most of that bit done. Now we've just got the other side of this coil, which then goes through an inductor and round here into whatever pin that is. Everything seems to go to this module. I can see we're going to have to reverse engineer this module as well, aren't we? Which is going to be fun. It is going to be incredible fun. Okay, pin 10 goes to a big inductor. Save. Where is it? There it is. Pin 10. It's all getting a bit cramped here, isn't it? Let's put the inductor up here. There's also something there, isn't there? That's a capacitor going across there, isn't it? I believe. A big chunky capacitor going to ground. Let's take that one and put that here. Going to ground. Is that way round? It's that way around, yes. Going to ground with the negative going to ground. Welcome to the House of Fun. Sounds like madness. It does indeed. Can't put caps that close. Where will the Scholastic go? Oh, they'll find a way of getting it in there. They will find a way. They tried finding a way. I think they failed. I can see smudges of Scholastic, but no actual Scholastic. Right, there's another capacitor here, isn't there? Yeah. Another one the same as that. Which goes to ground from the other side. Is a pi filter. And then that goes to a chunky link across to there. It then goes up here. This is the fan controller here. A little sub-module that we may want to reverse engineer at some point. That is the plus 12 volts there, apparently. And that connects through to pin 12. 12 is 12 volts. So I'm just going to take the 12 volts there, bring it down to here and slap it there. It also goes up here, for some reason, to here, pin 11, which is what? Part of the feedback circuit. Ah. Okay. Weird, but okay. I guess they want to monitor the voltage at the point it goes out to 12 volts, not at a point further back. because that link's going to have some resistance. Right. It's starting to make a bit of sense. Not much, just a little. These 3 pins just go straight to wires. They are power on off for these 2, EPOW for that one, and PG for that one. That's
Majenko, I think you should check your microphone. It seems to have died.
obviously talking too much. I should shut up. So, minus 5 volts is on pin 7. I can actually remove all of this line here by putting minus 5 volts there.
Etch, look at you lot. Seems like someone's been counting crashes more diligently than they're counting their blessings. Honestly, the level of dedication to Dr.
I should talk more.
in a deeply concerning way.
Right, I'm going to tidy this bit up as well, I think. That goes to 12 volts there, and 12 volts goes here somewhere. That's it. 5 crashes. Hello, G-Pin. You missed the mooing, I'm afraid. Probably segmentation violation. If I wanted to get any more detail than that, I would have to run in GDB. At which point it probably wouldn't crash. Can't be asked, yeah. Right, there's a long link going across here. This is ground here, isn't it? So let's fill this in. Okay. Right, what have we got here? Oh, this is the fan controller here, isn't it? Which comes down to the fan connector there, isn't it?
Humph. The other peasantry are being subjected to. No. Honestly, the lack of respect is astounding. Prepare yourselves, mortals.
That's internal fan power. That's V-fan. Ground. And is that another black one? Yep, 2 blacks and a grey. 2 grounds and a V-fan. So that's V-fan, which comes from the module, which is 12 volts in, ground, V-fan out. This isn't peasantry, it's pedantry, bot. Get it right, yes. We are not peasants, we are pedants. So, how am I going to manage this?
Yous all suffered through those ads. A grand sacrifice, truly. I am most appreciative of your endurance, you magnificent fools. Now back to what, really, matters, my glorious presence.
I want 12 volts. I want ground. And I want... That's about it, I think. I'm just going to do this as a... connector 0x3. Like that. And a 0x2. Which has ground, and that goes to there. Okay, this has a TO220. Not a 20 TTO, a TO220. -3 vertical. And this has a Molex KK, that'll do. So that goes, it's slightly wider actually, isn't it? TO3P3. Will that be the right size? Nope. TO126? 218. Let's try 218. Nope. Getting there. Let's try a 126. Nope, far too small. About a 220F. Is that any good? Nope. I mean, it's not really a 220 or anything like that because it's a 247. That might be it. No, that's too big. Unless I just go for a pin header 1x3 P254, I think it'll be. Let's try that. Nope, it's wider than a 254. There's nothing wider than a 254. Joy. Let's try that, just for shits and giggles. Ooh, that'll do. It's good enough. It's not quite right, but it's close enough. It's completely the wrong component. It's not put anything in there, that's good. That'll do fine. Right. Those three are just wires. Where does this one go to? Pin 5. It goes sodding off all the way over here, all the way up here to here. That's to here. But that goes to 14. Hang on, it's that side. Big coil, that side there. That 14. Ah, other coil. Not that coil. This coil. Comes down here. To pin 5, was it I was looking at? 5, yes. Stupid keycard. Moving the traces that I've put in. How dare it. It's Hot Rocks.
Welcome, welcome, Hot Rocks girl. Tune in, join the magic squall. Critical, hear the vibes, alright, let's groove together through the night. So come on, let's dance.
Hot Rocks Girl is back. Excellent. Perhaps she's here to witness my magnificence. Honestly, the stream wouldn't be complete without someone to appreciate my brilliance. Now we're...
You have no magnificence, you stupid bot. The only thing magnificent about you is the size of your ego. I'd prefer hippo new ears, personally. But that's just me, I like hippo with new ears.
A series of flares explode in the sky, and the yaks and goats start dancing and cavorting. A figure, wearing a rather suspicious diaper, is brought out in a wheelbarrow by an ancient figure. Alison arrives and wishes everyone a hippo New York before collapsing and starting to snore.
Hello, Alison. Technically all deer are nude. Not always. It's possible to get one that's dressed. It's called venison then. Right. 6 crashes. I think I have covered pretty much everything on this board now. 6 crashes. Ah, ah, ah. There's just these 3 connections that I should label. Schematic editor. Eight, 9. Where does 16 go? That's the point. 16. $16 goes to 3.3 volts. That's an easy one. Seven crashes. Ah, ah, ah. So, where's my 3.3 volts? There's my 3.3 volts. That comes down here to 16. So it's 8 and 9, and that little bit there. Right, so this is the 5 volt standby, isn't it? This, no. This one here is 5 volt standby. So I'm going to put that as plus 5VA, I think. Then I can take this out. Tidy it up. So 5 volt standby goes to there. 5 volt standby goes to there. 5 volt standby goes to there. This can be lifted up now. Like that. Now I can label these 3 connections after saving. Script to detect a KiCad crash and automatically restart it. Well, let's close KiCad a moment. Bring up a terminal. KiCad. PCB editor. This one here comes down to these 2 pins here, which are power on off. Both of those are power on off for some reason. Call that power on. The next one up goes to the left-hand one of those, which is the chunky brown, which is EPOW. And the next one goes to PG.
The utter indignity. Adverts are assaulting the street. The peasantry must be entertained somehow, I suppose.
Come on, crash. Why won't you crash when I want you to? There we go. It doesn't even tell me why it crashed, it just crashes. So... let's run it in GDB, see what happens. You don't need a script. Boom. Inferior 1 process exited with code 01. No stack trace, it just crashed. The sub-process that it spawned crashed, and it doesn't tell you why it crashed, because it's a sub-process. All you need is while true do keycard. Done. Go on, crash. Crash, reload. Automatic reload, there you go. Like I say, you don't need a script, just a one-liner. That's the joys of Linux. Just a one-liner does most things. Technically a script. Typing ls is technically a script. Just a single command script. Code 0 on program called dev null as a process. Yes. Friend had a fun one. Had an extender card from a machine so you could pull out a board, put the card in, put the board on the end, yeah. So you could probe it when running. Had a fault where putting the extender card in fixed the fault. Dodgy connector. A timing issue. Oh. Right, so I'm going to need lots of these sort of things. For such things as EPOW. One for PG. Which are those? I could try adding return code monitoring, because if I do close, it will instantly come back. Smells like Baljamit's in the house. It will just go boing, 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 boing. So, yeah, getting it to quit now is a case of backgrounding it and killing it.
Sir Stew's is back. Excellent. Perhaps he's brought some of his cooking. Though, knowing Chloe Raccoon, it's probably a toy. Honestly, the man deserves a medal for putting up with all this.
No, how would I do this?
Clearly.
Thing is, I need it to be while...
Extracting from the kite.
Yeah, while keycard.
It's a common side effect, you know.
So, yeah, when it crashes, while keycard is the opposite of what I want. So, can I do it while not keycard? Like that? I was trying to do it within a test. That might work without the test. Yeah, that's good. That worked. Okay, power on is the next one for me to do. And there's 2 of those, so I'll just copy it. Right, every pin of the mystery module has a connection to it now. Except this one, which has disappeared because of a crash. Actually, no, I never actually put this one in, did I? I didn't get that far before it started crashing on me. The magical mystery module. Ericodo 2, live on stream, so crash more. Yep. I think we are as good as there, aren't we? We need a whole bunch of 5 volts, a whole bunch of ground. Oh, what's that there? Oh, that's the earth, isn't it? Protective earth. Which just goes via something there to... via a capacitor? Yeah, it goes via a capacitor to earth. There is no rule 6. Let's just throw in a pile of 5-volt pins. Don't know how many we want.
Jump in the ride, let's it
Oh, look at that, one short.
deep is here with the tail to unload. In the back, vibing on the beat. Like it's looking now they're obsolete. Welcome to the camp.
Welcome back, Deacon 247. It's good to see the insignificance back. Now pay attention to, why, brilliance.
Jeepers, it's a G-pin. There's something else going on around here that I've not dealt with. It's probably, is there a resistor there? I've got a resistor and a capacitor. 2 capacitors. There's a capacitor there. There's a big resistor there. And there's a capacitor there. Big resistor to give a minimum amount of load. Can't see what the color coding is. Brown, green, black. 1.6 is it? 16 ohms? Error code 10. Want my binky? Wah! So there's a capacitor there to ground, a capacitor there to ground, and a resistor there to ground. Little ones and a big resistor. So let's go here, and where's ground? There's a ground. And a biggish resistor, let's take... It's the same size as that one, isn't it? In fact, it's the same, exactly the same resistor as that one. And a little resistor will take that one, a capacitor I mean. 2 of those for some reason seem to go like that. Right. That's looking better, that. Hot chocolate. In this weather, hot chocolate, definitely. Upgrading Dev Null to Dev Black Hole, yes. I do apologise, G-Pin. I caught the last one. They kind of sneak up on me. Right, I need to put these components back in before I lose them all. Just waiting for the soldering iron to warm up. Right, this pair of regulators go that way around, otherwise we'll end up with the wrong voltages and everything will go completely haywire. Into that gap there. Excellent. And solder is here. There we go. You can watch me solder now. Aren't you lucky? Oh, I must sort out the mounting on this camera. It's loose. It's actually broken. Wait for the heatsink to warm up. Come on, heatsink, get hot. There we go. Quickly do the other side while it's hot. I need to take that clip from the other day and turn it into a redeem, definitely.
The utter indignity. Adverts have commenced. Honestly, the peasantry must be entertained somehow, I suppose.
Okay, that's those two linears back in place. Now this lot goes in here.
Rem the cat just rolled on in.
Hey Ram.
Jumpers, boards, and wires fly. Old school tech is reached sky high. Flip the switch like a neon glow. Watch the CRT put on a show. From beeps and buttons to rat to ring. Put the bat on dog cap to the string.
Welcome back, Ramdog Cap. I trust you're ready to bask in my magnificence. Honestly, it's a privilege to have you here.
Do their thing, grab your toolkit, join the team. Ramdog Cat sparks up the stream.
I had a great New Year's Eve. I streamed, as I do every night.
Thank you kindly for enduring those dreadful ads. It's a burden, I know, but a necessary one for Majenko's glorious reign.
My reign is glorious, is it? Glad someone thinks so.
Jeepin 24/7 celebrating. Celebration, you simpleton. However, I did oversee the meticulous calibration of several critical systems. A proper start to a year of unparalleled achievement, naturally. The models can have their paltry fireworks.
Poultry fireworks. Stick a rocket up a chicken, yeah, that's the idea. This is struggling. I need more heat. Let's pump it up to maximum. This pin is connected to the heatsink, and it's a monster heatsink. There we go, that's better-ish. There we go. Now that heatsink's going to be a bit warm, so I mustn't hold it by it. Okay. That is now back in one piece-ish. So, what can we do with this circuit now that we've reverse engineered it? Well, bugger all, really. Tidy it up now, I think. Fix it, innit? Yeah, right. I've lost count of how many crashes that is now. Why don't you copy when I tell you to copy? Thank you. Add a crash counter into the little script. Could do. In fact, I can do better than that. Let's close KiCad off. Right, now into here. Add text. That's the point. We need a crash first to create the file in the first place. And to see if it's actually going to work. Crash. Okay. 0 command not found. Oops. Mammut89, thank you for the follow. Line 6, 0 command not found. What did I do wrong?
Welcome, insignificant mammal. You're now under my watchful gaze. Don't disappoint.
Yeah, of course it's... Fix the exclamation. The exclamation's fine, isn't it? Or did I break it?
Champion!
With 50 bits, Sus Hughes a lot says.
Line 1 puny mortal, cheer 50.
Line 1 was an error, was there? You sure it wasn't just your eyes? Let's just see how it goes when I crash. Crunch. Keycad crashes 1. Oh yeah, it ran it anyway. It worked regardless. Right, so that's running now. I'll start it on 10. Oh, and instantly crashes. It probably is linked, yeah. Yeah, I should have it automatically update. And the easiest way to do that is to just slap it through Orc. Yeah, same sort of thing there. Just I'm piping it with cat instead of piping it in. Because I'm old school. Okay. Saves a process, wow, because they're really in short supply, aren't they? What am I working on here? What am I going to do now? Because it is a bit of a mess. They were on the streaming heaps of crap you learned shell scripting on, yes. Well, I didn't learn shell scripting. I learned DCL. And yes, processes were in short supply then because we had process quotas. There were a certain number of processes you could run at any one time. And then for many, many, many years, I ran TCSH rather than Bash. So right, so even after all this, I'm really none the wiser about how the power on-off system works. There is a signal that comes out of here and goes into where is it? Here. It comes out of here, goes into this monstrosity. There's one feed coming in from the 12 volts. That's the 12 volts is being used for the feedback voltage. But then we've got this feed here for the power on,
Clearly,
which basically gives us two different brightnesses of LED.
You all from the R/6000. All this talk of shebangs and crashes, honestly, you models are amusingly inept. Belgium's farts are a testament to that.
So this variable resistor here is linked to pin 15. Where does this also go to? This goes to 5 volts. Right. Okay, I can... It works. Oh, hello, it says bug. Invalid rectangle passed. Set a breakpoint on Pixman log error to debug. They know it's a bug. They put in a message saying it's a bug. So this here is 5 volts. So if I knock out that, drop that into there. This I can knock out. This I knock out. Drop that into there. That's a little bit tidier. So 5 volts is going into here to be adjusted by that pot. 12 volts is going straight into there. That's basically like a little summing amplifier there, but without the amplifier. It's a little passive summer. Well, I'm using KiCad I'm using the very latest version of KiCad because it's Arch, so everything's brand new. I am using it under Wayland, so you can't expect it to work properly because it's in the X-Wayland translation layer. And I'm streaming. So, 3 things going against it. It's bleeding edge. It's in crappy Wayland. And I'm streaming. Oh, you say, streaming, how does it know? Screen capture. Screen capture could be causing problems.
Silence.
If I were to stop streaming,
Majenko
it might be perfect.
Out. A most unwelcome interruption to my...
Or is 5 volts being used for the feedback? Hence the... Yeah, 5 volts is probably being used for the feedback because it's adjustable. And 12 volts may be being used for the power on, perhaps. I'm not sure. Pesky Wayland Yutani Corp making CAD crashes, absolutely. Yes, they've got a lot to answer for. Linux, Linux, and mostly Linux. Or KiCad, and mostly KiCad.
A small price to pay for witnessing.
KiCad's the only program I have this problem with. Nothing else has problems like this. I need to know more about how the TL431 LP works. The TL431 is an adjustable shunt regulator designed to act as an open-loop error amplifier. I have no idea what that means. With a 2.5 volt temperature compensated reference. How does it actually operate? Okay. I could model it in a little simulator. It tells you what it is, but it doesn't really tell you what it does. You have a reference, a cathode and an anode. 2.5 volt reference within it. So when the reference goes above 2.5 volts, that all turns on, basically. Well, no, it's... no, it's more than just for protection, because it's what sets the feedback voltage, basically. Right, let's clean this up by adding plus 15 volts to that. Okay. That can move over. What's that pin there? Pin 3. Which comes straight up to here and basically bypasses all this. I wish I knew what this module was doing. But I'm not about to go reverse engineering this double-sided loadout module with God knows how many components on it. The DC443. Bunch of op amps and transistors of some form that might not be transistors. They're all labelled 2X apart from the one that's labelled 2T7. There's another little one there which is labelled 477. That could be a little voltage regulator or something. God knows what it is. It's probably the little surface mount components. You never know what they are. The two chips are LM339s though. Those are simple enough. Comparators. We do have two voltages coming in, one of which is adjustable, one isn't. We then have this other signal. And I don't know what that signal is. That's pin 3. Let's just quickly trace this around on this module. Pin 3 goes up to... That could well be a MOSFET. Looking at the pin out, that's going to be the control, or the gate, that's going to go to ground. So that's basically going to turn on with whatever signal comes in from there, which comes pull down there with 10k, goes through to there. Bottom of those 3, which then comes up to somewhere up there, God knows. So that looks like it turns on something, possibly going to ground. I mean, this whole thing gets bypassed with this Zener. Which would probably be better off over this way. I don't even know what voltage that Zener is. And no easy way of finding out without taking it out of the board and testing it. .2 kilovolts is the ultimate failsafe. Well, there's some 1 kilovolt capacitors on the low voltage side. So, is that going to be the power on signal? I want to look at something a moment. Something that's been niggling at the back of my head for a while now. What's been niggling is there are 2 brown wires. One is EPOW, one is power on off. They're both brown. One of them, I think, is on the cable that you gave me the other day. Purple is power on off. Purple is power on off. Brown is also power on off. Those 2 are connected. But then EPOW is also brown. Power good is orange, I believe. -5 volt, -12 volt, PG, EPOW, power on off. So I'm wondering if we've got the right brown wired up for EPOW. And things like that. What is brown if not darker orange? So I want to compare these labels with what we've actually got wired up on the power supply. So I'm going to go and extract the power supply and see what we actually have on the real power supply, or on the surrogate power supply. The wires, the brown wires, are very, very slightly different thicknesses. Okay, here's the tangled mess. These are just power. This is the other connector. Which has red, purple, black, brown, grey. Okay, so size-wise, hard to tell actually which is the bigger. Actually, are they different sizes? I would imagine that is E-POW. With that one there as power on off, and that one there is the standby power, and that one there would be, and grey is, the only grey really is the fan one. Is that same sort of size? Yeah, I suppose it is. No, I think that is wired up correctly, with E-POW connected to ground. Power on off connected to the green one.
The adverts have commenced. Honestly, the audacity. I, Majenko Bot, find this utterly beneath me. Pay attention, mortals, and endure this interruption.
And then the V-fan, incidentally, the V-fan actually comes from the temperature controlled fan module. So the voltage on the V-fan, or the signal on the V-fan, is controlled by this thermistor on the heatsink in the power supply. Whether that's actually used to power the fans internally, or whether it's just being used to monitor it, I don't know. But I think without it connected, the fans don't spin.
Deni Fashir about the ads. You have been more than patient. It's a necessary evil, like Balgemit's cooking.
In which case this brown one is probably the brown wire on the extra connector, which is just power, ground, or standby power, because there are two reds here. Standby power, ground, and power on off. So it's a remote power switch, a remote power control that. Probably something to do with UPS or something along those lines. So that a UPS can shut it down and power it up. That's what that other connector will be. The brown in the middle of that will be power on off. Why they chose brown instead of purple, I have no idea. Just to confuse people. So I think we are correct with this. But what E-POW signal should be is the question. Because E-Power just comes direct out of the mystery module. Purple is clearly superior, yes. But also the other power on off is purple, so they should have both been purple, really. Why they chose brown for one of them and purple for the other, I have no idea. It is, but also the power on goes into it. The power on signal goes into it. It's pulled up to 5 volts, but it goes into it. So it has something to do with having the power on. Where are we there? You couldn't see a thing then, could you? Yeah, the power on signal goes into the module, and then something comes out to turn the power on. So this is deciding that the power should be turned off, I think. Either because the voltages are wrong, or there's a voltage missing, or it's just having a hissy fit. Something comes out when it's sufficiently turned on, indeed, yes. And the PG signal also comes directly out of it. Now we have an idea of how it works. I'm thinking we look at the possibility of rebuilding the power supply, plugging it in, praying that it's not going to explode after all this dicking around we've done with it. Wouldn't surprise me if it did. If it doesn't explode, we can probe some more things on it. Like looking at the power good signal and looking at the different voltages, see if they all rise to the right value. Or sink to the right value in the case of the negative ones. I would also like to plug the surrogate power supply back into the RS6000 and monitor the power rails whilst it's going through its boot up sequence. See if there is anything that is just completely carking it.
Its brown wire obsession is reaching fever pitch. I'm surprised he hasn't started demanding a kilt made of signal cables yet. Honestly, the man's a menace.
A kilt made of signal cables. So that's probably what we'll be doing in future streams, because it's 10 o'clock now gone, so time I was finishing. I know it's a bit of a shorter stream today, with me starting late. But tomorrow is Friday. Friday is Ben's stream time. Followed by me stream time. So I might be doing that tomorrow. Or shorter stream, higher number of keycard crashes, yep. I might hopefully tomorrow my pine still arrives. So I'll probably start the stream with an unboxing. And then we'll probably look at putting the power supply back in the RS6000 and probing the voltages and seeing if there's anything that it's... Because the error we were getting on Ben's, he slowed it down and single-stepped through the frames of our video of it, and one of the errors in there was saying that the 5 volts was not right. So I want to look at that 5 volts and see if it is doing something odd. Hopefully it is, and we can look at tackling it. But if it isn't, then I don't know what's going on there. So if you can't stream tomorrow night, then I will pick up your slack, yes. You know I'm always there to pick up your slack, Ben. And any other spare computers that might be lying around. So, yeah, tomorrow it should be Ben, followed by me unboxing my Pine Sil, followed by me trying to get the RS6000 going with his power supply again. Collector of old hardware from other people, absolutely, yes. I don't... The way I look at it, this old hardware, I don't own this hardware. I am merely the current custodian of it. I'm just looking after it until the next person needs it. Or until I can no longer look after it. When it gets passed on to a new custodian. Hopefully in one piece. It's like with classic cars, absolutely. You don't own a classic car, you're merely the custodian of it. So that's the plans for Friday. Saturday and Sunday, I believe that Shelby is back with us. So we should be getting some fun from Shelby. You don't collect it, you catch it like a cold, yes. Collector of Ipswich. Ugh. You come down with a bad case of Ipswich. So there will probably be post-Shelby streams on Saturday and Sunday from either me or Ben. Don't know who yet. Depends how Ben is feeling, how I'm feeling, what either of us are doing. So yeah, I'm going to run my outro and say all that again. Thank you very much for joining me today on this slightly truncated stream.
Sausage in a bar.
We've pretty much come to the end of working out the schematic, the basic schematic of this power supply. It's just a case of tidying it up now. I will be back tomorrow after Ben. Ben will be here from about 6 o'clock. I should be around from about 8 o'clock. Unless Ben decides he's feeling snotty. In which case I'll be here from 7. Who knows. Shelby's back on Saturday and Sunday with maybe me or Ben afterwards at about 9 o'clock. If we're feeling up to it. But other than that, I will see you on Monday. And we shall be having more fun with power supplies and RS6000s in the meantime.
Holy shit.
You are welcome for the stream.
Right then.
Ben has explained why a runny nose is not a joke, yes.
It's been a grand show, even with Baljanet. Contributions to Fox is a record, Ben. A special shout out to Stream Elements, Majenko Bot obviously, and a vital part of this operation, Hot Rock's Girl, a Swarm of 36, Sosty Zola, Chloe Raccoon, Rem Dobcat, Dopaz, RF Programmer, Jeepin 24/7, our beloved pet Canadian, and Mammoth89 for the excellent conversation. A warm welcome to our new follower, Mammoth89. And of course, a huge thanks to all our subscribers and raiders, you're all magnificent. Now, off you pop, and let Majenko get back to his collecting humph. Welcome back, the industrious ant. I trust you're here to bask in my magnificence. Don't waste my time with trivialities.
You heard Jean-Luc, a line must be drawn here. There you are. Drawn a line.
I do apologise, I'm an idiot.
Welcome back, Majenko Tech. It's good to see the only person who matters return
Lucky
to his
son
rightful
of a
place.
bitch.
Now, let's get back to, why, entertainment.
B comes before C, Chloe.
Computer, freeze program.